All right, well, it looks like we have 9. Is that what you have, Holly?
Yes, I think so.
All right. Let me know when you're ready then and we'll get started.
I'm ready.
Okay, we'll start the meeting. It's Tuesday, September 29th, 2020. We're having a special meeting of the City Council, and the first order of business would be the roll call.
Horseman,
Hi, here.
Caravello,
Here.
Doom,
Here.
Hiley,
Here.
Hirsch,
Here.
Hunt,
Here.
Jensen,
Here.
Lagaki,
Here.
Majewski, Alder Majewski, Reeves,
Here.
Schumacher. Alder Schumacher. All right, there are 9 alders present then, and Alder Schumacher and Majewski are absent and excused for the moment.
All right, thank you, Holly. And thank you for the council members for making this special meeting. So we do have a quorum. Are there any communications from council members this evening? Hearing none, I do have one communication. You may have heard or noticed that Dane County did extend their order. We received official notice yesterday in the afternoon that the COVID order is extended until December 31st. So we're still in the same phase. They've continued to make some modifications, but at this point, with the numbers coming in the way they are, I believe one of the measurements is still in the red and another one is still in the yellow. So at this point, there's really no signs of any change other than the fact that they have decided to extend the order. So I wanted to let the council members be aware of that. I didn't see, let's see, minutes and reports, see public comment. Nobody was signed up to speak tonight. So we'll go to the consent agenda. And I would entertain a motion to approve the September 22nd minutes in the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I think it was Alderperson Lagaki and then Jensen. And any questions or comments about the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
And were there any opposed? None opposed. The minutes will carry. There is no old business. We have one business, and that's R1 of 2020, and that's allowing the service and consumption of alcohol without food service during a state of emergency. And we can either begin the discussion or I'd entertain a motion, whatever the council would desire.
I would move to pass the resolution as stated.
All right.
Second.
All right, and there was a second. Would you like any discussion or would you like any updates or explanation we may have?
I was kind of curious, how many,
Go ahead, Alderperson Hunt.
I was just wondering, how many establishments would this affect? Any idea?
So applications for any establishments that would fall into this category of serving alcohol food service. I believe potentially it could affect I think 3 businesses downtown, but I have not yet received any applications. So just a reminder, the approval process that previously approved states that the applicant has to have an approved outdoor dining permit issued to them by the planning department. then they have to submit an application for an amended premise description for their liquor license. That would then come to the council for approval of that extended premise. So tonight, we're not actually extending anyone's outdoor premise. All we're doing is making it possible for them to apply for that extension.
Thank you.
Holly and I guess the rest of the council, if we do pass this resolution tonight, I guess if there is an applicant that needs to be approved, I would ask if you guys would be okay with having another special meeting so they don't have to wait a number of weeks, you know, as the weather gets cooler, for us to reconvene and approve that. If people would be okay with it. I would be.
Yeah, and we could certainly do it before one of the committee of the whole meetings. I believe the next one is on the 8th. Does that sound right?
Right.
So we could do it that night if we get a request.
Okay. Is that okay with everybody?
Regina, I
Sounds
think
fine.
it's a great idea.
Yep.
It's good. It's good with me. Yep, sounds good.
If a
Excellent.
request comes in the next few days, I'm open to even considering before the 8th, but I like hearing that the 8th would be a great target, given that we have none in.
Yeah, what we'll do is if
Probably
we
don't
get,
have any in because we haven't passed a resolution yet.
yeah, if we get a request, assuming this passes, if we get a request for the 8th, Holly will send out and see what if people's availability is. I know we have CACP Tuesday night, so you know there'll be potentially 4 council members there anyway, so we're halfway to a quorum. So we'll just play it by ear. We may not even get a request.
Well,
You know,
Holly and Mayor Tim, would you actually, to those 3 businesses, would you, once this passes tonight, send a note to them or send them or actually go visit them, or want one of us to go visit them to let them know that this is now possible?
we can certainly do that if that's what you want us to do. It's not a problem.
I
One of
think
the-
that would be nice, since how there's only 3 of them, and I don't think it's a big hardship. I'm gonna be happy to do it too, if you just let me know. But I think, you know, since how we left them out the first round, I'd like to make sure that they're aware of what's going on right now.
Yeah, and I think it's important to understand the first round was really driven by a request from the businesses, and initially it was a request for food, which, you know, we were more than happy to honor. And then the alcohol request came kind of secondary. And then this particular one, you know, came from an alder, apparently based on a conversation. But like Holly mentioned, we still don't have a formal request. And once we do, you know, we'll still have to consider that for approval. So that's kind of how it went down. And we'll see what happens. You know, at this point, you know, I'm not really sure, you know, if we'll get a request or not. Any other questions or comments on the resolution?
Did Sarah have anything that she wanted to make sure that we were aware of in this resolution? She's the attorney that worked on it, right?
No, it was Rachel worked on it. Sarah
Oh,
was,
no.
yeah.
Rachel's not here tonight. I did talk with her earlier, but I believe I highlighted everything that we went over. Basically, all of our adopted policies that the council approved earlier this summer would apply. The only thing that this adds is allowing those establishments that do not have food service to do the same thing as those that do.
And then, you know, the next step will be, you know, at some point, probably during the winter, we'll have to reconvene and figure out what we're gonna do for next year. because I don't know if this state of emergency will expire. And I don't know if it makes sense to continue to extend it, or at that point, we may have to look at our current zoning and, our ordinances to see what's allowed, what's not allowed, and make a determination of whether or not we want to reevaluate what's in them, so we can, if we want to allow it to continue. I think that, that's going to be a separate process. So I'm not really sure if that's going to go through Plan Commission or CACP or Public Safety. I think those are the things we're going to have to sort out as far as, what we're going to do and who's going to work on it. So we can have that conversation throughout the winter and figure out what we're going to allow potentially in the spring.
And I think when we have this meeting that's following this, the community of the whole with our report, one of the recommendations, if I remember right from the big report, was that people really wanted outdoor seating. And so I think it is something that we really do need to look at and start to focus on, because I think it is a nice amenity for our city, especially in the nicer months.
Just a quick comment from me. Mayor, it obviously would belong in the public safety, so we'd be happy to take that on.
Okay. Thank you for that. Any other questions or comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
And any opposed? And any abstentions? That motion does carry. And that was the only item on our agenda for action.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
And a motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? None opposed. That motion carries. Thank you. Hopefully you'll join us for the next meeting as well.